Welcome to Crappens. Don't wait a week for a new video. Join our Patreon at the Crappens On Demand level for instant recap access. Link in description. Enjoy the show.
Oh, hi. Welcome to Watch for Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me today, watching me from his webcam, just making sure I'm doing all the right things, it's Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Great. How's it going over there, buddy?
It's great. Of course, I'm referencing Jax and his constant creepy behavior on the Valley, which we were recapping today. Before we dive into that, a few really fun things. First of all, Love Island is back. We just recorded a free bonus episode about the premiere. It's going to be here on our Crappens feed. It should probably already be up. And it's a preview of basically what you can hope to get all summer with Love Island, our Love Island coverage on Patreon, where we're going to go on there and just do a chatty recap of the latest episode. So if you are interested in that coverage, go to patreon.com/watchforcrappens and sign up on the bonus episode level, and you get the bonus episodes, which is what Love Island is. And of course, if you do the Crappens On Demand level, you actually get to see us as well for not just those, but for this right now, what you're hearing. So go check that out. We had so much fun talking about Love Island. I think it's going to be a really good season. We had a lot of laughs. Also, in about a week, we have our show in Seattle, June 12th. At the Neptune, we're recapping the season premiere of Real Housewives of Miami. If you want to come see us, and you should, go to watchforcrappens.com and you'll find links to get your tickets. Come with the group, come on your own, do what you want to do. If you come alone, don't worry about it. You'll meet lots of friends. Solo things are fun. They're fun to do. You listen to us on your own probably, so you can listen to us live on your own. But we're going to have a great time. And then the week after that, it's going to be Los Angeles for the grand finale of the Mounting Hysteria tour. That's going to be at the Fonda Theater on June 19th. So we really look forward to seeing you at those shows. We're going to have a great time. Let's send it out in style. Let's be big and rowdy and have the best time of our lives. And that's basically it.
These are the best times of our lives, after all.
Because right now we're in our Vanderpump Rules era, and soon you'll wind up in your Valley era.
Yeah. God,
if you ever want to see what Chapter 2 looks like, it's the Valley.
It is a depressing era over there. God,
I love it.
Damn.
Oh my God. It's such a good show. I'm really sad. And I hate to talk about shows on Bravo having not great ratings, because I like to look the other way, and I don't like to lead with negativity. But the Valley's ratings have actually dropped this season, and are people just not able to take on the acid of the show right now, because I think it's great. I think there's so much going on with all the characters, and it is like intense and it can be depressing, but I also think this is like what we want in a reality show. We want like lots of different people engaging in different ways all together. So I think it's kind of like having an A+ season.
Yeah, I don't know, but they're not doing too bad. I mean, the last season was 400,000 people, which isn't great, obviously, but that's about what like Salt Lake City gets.
Yeah,
that's what it's a little under, below deck. It's Love Hotel went a little bit above that, which is nice to see. That's getting a little higher. So who knows?
And numbers aren't the full story anymore. This is not the way it was in like the 90s, 80s, or the 2000s. Now they really care a lot more about like quote unquote chatter. And I think the show does have a lot of that. But I think the Valley it can be kind of a tough, it's not a hard watch. It's easy to watch it, but you do kind of feel like, ooh, like heavy shit comes out of it. But I think I would rather that than to see sort of like aimless manufactured drama. And I think the show is just like, it's great. And by the way, congratulations to Jasmine for finally having a storyline. It took a season and a half, but you're there. You made it. You have a conflict with someone. Congratulations.
That's not Danny, so that's nice. That whole thing. I can't take any more of that. So I'm glad that we've at least moved on to just calling Janet a Karen and being done with it.
For now. Looks like it's back next week. Just saying.
But also Jasmine's showing kind of her crazier side. Anyone who watched The Bachelor with Jasmine or any of those Bachelor shows knows the like frantic Jasmine side where she's like, yeah, And they've been posting the clip of when she was on with Nick Vile when he was the Bachelor, and she's like, "Yeah, you know, Nick, I really wanted to go on a group date, but like you didn't have me on the group date, so I was like, it's just like I was pissed, like I was like, I wanted to kill you, you know what I mean? Like not seriously, but like I wanted to kill you, like I wanted to strangle you. You want me to strangle you? You want me to do it right now?" And she starts strangling him, and he's like, "Whoa." And so I'm glad that people are starting to see cracked out Jasmine, because that is kind of how she gets. When she's like in this episode where she's like, no. She just starts getting, that's why I do it like that. Someone says, why do you talk when you do like Jasmine, why do you do it like that? I'm like, because I saw The Bachelor, and that's how she does it. She just gets like this. She's like, I really don't know what to do. I don't really appreciate it. That's how she gets. She gets so worked up. And she did that in this episode, and it was so fucking funny to me. Like, there she is.
Who is the Jasmine purist out there who is like, I have some notes about this impersonation?
I barely do one, but when I do, it's that. It's like, oh my God. But yeah, someone was like, she's not like that. Oh, yes, she is. You need to go back in history. Nick, she had some, did you see, I'm sorry I'm talking so much already.
Please, bring it all on.
But I haven't talked to you about this. You were gone last week. Did you see that Nick had Janet on his podcast? Because he hates Janet, apparently, on his show. And so he was like, and if you ever want to defend yourself, feel free to come on my show. So, of course, she did, because she's fucking Janet. So he had Janet on. And Janet's like, I'm just like super misunderstood. And the reason Danny like made me feel uncomfortable is because he'd already put his hands on a woman and then he closed the closet door. I was like, okay, so you were saying it was some kind of like assault thing with you. So whatever. But anyway, he was like, but I mean, at what point do we let it go? Like, do I still get to be traumatized by Jasmine? Because I could still be traumatized by Jasmine. And I was like, wow, he brought back the golden oldie from The Bachelor of Jasmine string.
Right. He had a Jasmine card he could play.
That's
impressive,
his
Nick Vile.
Jasmine card from like 7 years ago. Wow.
That's, what, sometimes you hold on to a card for a long time and you wait for that moment, and the moment comes and you play it, and it's spectacular. So good job, Nick. You did it.
We're both card holders, I think, you and I.
I know. But the thing is, I always play my card at the wrong time. I either play it right away, or I forget that I have it. And then I'm like, wait, can we go back so I can play my card?
I'll wait 20 years and then I'll play it like at a theme park when everyone's in a good mood. And I've just had a couple drinks. And I'm like, do you remember what you did to me in October of 22?
Well, I could have said the same thing about Misha Barton. Like, aha. Yes, there was something else I was going to say. Oh, I was going to say this. Well, I'll wait for the appropriate time in the show. Wait, there's something. I want to play a card. There's a card that we were supposed to play. We were supposed to play at this card 2 weeks ago, and we forgot to. We never really talked about the fact that we went to Pinky's in Las Vegas. I know you probably weren't expecting to talk about this right now, so as long as we're talking about mistimed
I thought we
cards,
did.
We didn't know. We mentioned it, and then we said, oh, well, let's talk about it on the Valley. And so, like, yes, let's talk about it in the Valley. And then when the Valley came, we forgot to mention it. But we went to Pinky's in Las Vegas, which is Lisa Vanderpump's new restaurant in the Flamingo. And it was...
Are you going to come for Pinky's? I'm surprised. I didn't know that you had such a distaste.
It was just so Lisa Vanderpump. And so in many ways, I really liked it. I liked the way it looked. I like the vibe in there. But Jesus, not everything needs to have berries on it. And this is not even me coming from a place of, I hate berries. Every single cocktail was like strawberry or raspberry. Every single one. You could not get anything that was not strawberry or raspberry. We got the goat cheese balls because, of course, goat cheese balls. And they come with like a strawberry honey. I'm like, why? Why a strawberry honey with the goat cheese balls? Everything. And by the way, goat cheese balls, I thought they were not very good. They were
They were overwhipped.
Dry. They were like,
yeah, they were overwhipped.
Like that. But the espresso martini I thought was very good.
That was delicious. I mean, that comes with like a brownie cookie thing on top with a little tiny piece of cheesecake, that tricolor cheesecake, whatever, Neapolitan cheesecake on top. Delicious.
Yes, it did.
I had 2 of those. Those were great.
They did not have the 3 beans, by the way, which we learned on Below Deck is like you have to have the 3 beans on an espresso martini. So that
and I asked, I said, why don't you have the 3 beans? And they're like, oh, yeah, some people really like that, but you don't have to. And I was like, yeah, you do. And I said, how many people have talked to you about it? And they're like, a lot of people say it. I'm like, yeah, so just do it. Like,
What are you bucking tradition for at Pinky's?
oh yeah,
was
it's like a weird place to make a stand, you know? They're like, we chose
Yeah.
cheesecake over the 3 beans. And I said, okay, I choose cheesecake too. But then I need 3, maybe that was the 3 colors on the cheesecake.
Yeah. All the drinks were oversized in a hilarious way. There was a Bloody Mary that I wish I had gotten, and that was enormous and had all sorts of contraptions in it. I think the first thing I got was some sort of margarita. It was a spicy margarita that had no trace of spice whatsoever, and it was fine, but it was sweet because it's Lisa Vanderpump's restaurant. Decor was cool, like lots of like golden accents, lots of, or I should say brassy
Like Art
accents,
Deco,
Art
you know,
Deco, but
very
with like
Great
lots of
Gatsby.
florals. Yes, but then of course, since it's Lisa Vanderpump, the hosts these 2 guys stand with like black blazers at this like desk, and they have like sequins on the shoulders, which is just so like gaudy Vanderpump. And they had the guy who sat I was there before you, right? And so the guy who sat us, he had such attitude. He looked like what was Carmen Electra's ex's name? Dave Navarro. He's like Dave Navarro in like a tacky black blazer with sequins. And I was like, could I get like, I just want to get drinks. He's like, I was like, can we get a table? He's like, no. I was like, okay.
There's 2 people in here, and they're both wearing fucking Spanx as outfits. So
It's like 4:30 p.m. So then he's like, there's seats at the bar. It's like, fine. So we go, there were no seats at the bar. So he was lying. But whatever. It was worth it because he was so ridiculous. And then we eventually got the seats. But yeah, I think like I would rank it. I think that
the opening garden, I'm not done with this review, so you can rank it in a second. The
Good.
opening garden thing was really pretty. You walk in and it's like a green room. It's all glass and it goes, the ceiling is all glass and it's very pretty. And they have the fake greenery and all that. So that's very Lisa Vanderpump. I really like that.
Yeah.
I loved all the interiors too. Here was my main problem with it. When you go to one of her places in West Hollywood, you've got like tourists there, but you've also got like West Hollywood people. I don't know. You've still got like people making an effort, probably too much effort. You've got a bunch of crazy face people. There's good people watching, is what I'm saying. When you go into the one at the Flamingo, you've got Flamingo people, straight up. Yeah. Sorry, that's it. I don't want to look at someone going out looking like Guy Fieri on purpose, sitting in the middle of this like glamorous place. It's weird to me.
But there still were like this strange like Lisa Vanderpump like elder gays that were there. Like I was like, wow,
that's really true.
There were these 2 guys. They basically looked like Siegfried and Roy, R.I.P. to one of them. And then they just like holding little dogs, like having this like a scarf around the neck, like
Fully.
sunglasses with like bejeweled sunglasses, spiky hair, some sort of like flowy garment. It was hilarious.
And then we were there for the EDM festival or whatever, the Electric Daisy Festival, whatever that was. And so there were a lot of gays in like full on glitter top to bottom. And so yeah, you're right. That did make it a little bit better. But I mean, I thought it was okay. The crab dip was decent, a little too fishy, but it is crab. And then what else did I have? We had that like little sushi type thing. Remember? Like the little.
I think we like that, right?
Crispy rice. That was good. Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
It was fine. It was fine.
I mean, for a $25 drink, I mean, it better be fucking good. And it had a cheesecake, so I forgave it.
All the drinks were expensive. My biggest no was just that like every single cocktail had some fruity element to it. There was nothing. You couldn't get like a dry cocktail. You couldn't get
There's
anything.
no fruitier place on earth, my friend.
They really took the theme of Pinky's all the way to the cocktails, and it kind of made me go bonkers. But I would say like I think it was like I still think, hot take, I still think Tom Tom is the best of the Vanderpump bars. And then Pump is gone, so I guess this would be number 2, right? Then maybe
I think so. Yeah,
Gardens.
I haven't been to Tom Tom in a long time, so I don't know if they've gone downhill or what. I haven't gone there since they opened around opening time.
I haven't been
for sure since then. Okay, so let's get to this episode.
Thank you for indulging that. Yes.
No, it was good to talk about. That was a good weekend. I enjoyed the whole weekend.
It's a great weekend. Yeah. I just felt like we needed to address that, but now
I also went to the Cromwell Hotel, which is going to be the new Lisa Vanderpump Hotel in Vegas. So I wanted to see what it was like. I went to gamble there with my sissy for a few hours. Actually, I loved it, and I can see how it's going to be the Lisa Vanderpump Hotel. It's like a little boutique hotel, and all the walls are like leather. Mm-hmm. What do you call those buttons you put in? Tufted. they're like
Yeah.
tufted leather and then big crystal chandeliers. And I think they're just gonna. My guess is they're gonna redo all the carpet pink, and then they're gonna put up like instead of that red tufted leather, it'll be like pink and black tufted leather, and then keep the chandeliers. I mean, it'll be perfect.
Yeah.
For
Great.
her.
Love it.
For her.
Love
if
that
you
for
want to
her.
live in a pink lady, whatever. While you're there, you have a place.
Well, let's move from the glitz and glamour of the flamingo and the Cromwell and go to the shambles of these people's lives over in the San Fernando Valley. So we start with it's parents and kids scenes. So we see Jesse, who is, great, thankfully very limited this episode. He's driving Isabella somewhere, and he's like, Isabella, I got all sorts of cheeses. I got string cheese and mozzarella cheese, and I got booty cheese. She's like, no, not booty cheese. Oh, and your mom got slutty whore cheese, or she calls it cheese.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have called that slutty whore cheese. I should have just called that lying, cheating cheese. I'm a changed person now. So then we go to Brittany, who spends this episode mostly worried about boogers and Cruz's nose. Comes up a few times. So let me look up your nose. She's also doing that laugh the whole time, and it's in full Betty and Wilma.
You're a cool guy. You're a cool booger. Then we see Janet, and she has a cloth. I guess the only toys that Janet has gotten her baby are some sheer pieces of fabric, because I feel like that's all we see all episode. At various times, we go back to their low hooded house, and she's sort of swirling around like this sheer colored fabric in front of the baby, and so she's doing that, and the baby seems unimpressed. And then
she's going to be all upset when her baby just has a dream of getting a spot at the Magic Castle. And you're going to fucking wonder why. And she also has one of those things that's like a miniature ball pit that the mommy sits in and the baby sits in. Get the fuck out of my ball pit. This isn't for
That's
you.
a baby only zone.
This is
Babies
a baby
only.
ball pit. Get the fuck out of here.
You stay on the side where you belong, in the adult zone.
Yeah, go make your shitty fucking casseroles. Okay, that's your ball pit. That's the adult ball pit.
And how about you
go
get a-
soak Fritos in something and leave us alone.
And why don't you get a real toy, not just some sheer fabric? You know, the old classic keychain, the big keychain on the hoop that the babies put in their mouth. Like, what about that? That's a classic, not fabric. This child's not going to Cirque du Soleil.
She's taking advantage of that 10-year going out of business sale at Joann's.
I think the ones near us have gone out. They're done.
I know. I heard that they're finally out, and I still don't believe it. I'll believe it when I see one like smoldering. You know what I mean? Because they've been going out of business for literally 10 years. I don't believe you, Joann's. I don't believe you.
I feel like we really failed as a society on the Joann's front. Like, how did we let that happen? How did we just let that one just fall through the cracks? I mean, I feel like we rallied for Red Lobster. You know, we got what's his face with the clock to Flava Flav. He saved Red Lobster, right? So where was the celebrity outreach for Joann's? I feel like we this is something that, like, you know who should have saved it? Ben Affleck's ex. What's her name again? Jennifer Garner. I feel like she should have saved Joann's. It seems like it would be
Really?
like her. Yeah, I feel like it would have been her in her like wheelhouse.
Do they even sell the kind of fabrics that Americans use anymore? Because I feel like Joann's fabric sells things like cotton or like chartreuse or like something stupid. Like they don't sell things that we wear now, like things that are made out of a garden hose, you know? Because I bought some like more modern clothes from like Marshalls or Old Navy or whatever. And I'm like, oh my God, I got a coffee drip on here. And then I go like this and it just slides right off. I don't know if it's plastic. I don't know if it's what you make surfboards out of, plexiglass. What is it? Fiberglass?
Gore-Tex or cement.
I think I think clothes now are just made out of something magic.
So I had to get some waterproof sneakers. We're never going to get through this recap, and I don't even care. Well, I had to get some waterproof sneakers for my little Norway trip. And so the waterproof sneakers are all like made out of Gore-Tex. And the waterproof sneakers are so stupid because
Gore-Tex?
they have like a Gore-Tex. A lot of them have like a
What's
Gore-Tex.
that?
That's like the waterproof material. And so like I think it was like the Nikes or one of the brands. It's like they literally write Gore-Tex so big on the side. I'm like, why would I wear a sneaker that says Gore-Tex loudly on the side of it? Who designed that? Janet?
Probably. I got some on Facebook that the advertisement is water being sloshed down on them. Why would I need waterproof? I don't know. But I was like, those are on sale. So I got them. And my feet sweat so badly because
Yeah, that's the
there's
thing. You have to be careful.
yeah. So I've worn them 2 times. Bye.
Yeah,
I'm sending them
because they're
back.
not breathable. They're not
Yeah,
breathable.
they're not breathable. I almost died. My feet almost died. They like literally died.
You know what you should do next time? Wrap your feet up in some sheer fabric from Janet's house, and they'll breathe all you want.
So now we go over to Sheena. Sheena's on the show now, you guys. She's doing such an amazing time. And just in case you've been wondering what Sheena's been up to, enchilada time. Auntie's enchiladas.
The enchiladas are back. So everyone's there and having a good time there. We see, by the way, Jared, who is he's the gay. He's one of Janet's gays who last season, remember when she was on the phone, the 2 gays were in the background, Simon and Jared, and they were like, oh my God, they were like, whatever.
Yes,
And
her 2 eels from the Little Mermaid who just come by and
Yeah.
like, you're so fabulous. You are hilarious. You are so right, Janet. You are so right. World peace could come through casseroles. You are so right. Janet.
So Janet says that Jax has been texting her all day. And Brittany's like, oh God. And she says, yeah, he just says, hey, you guys okay? And I said, yeah, we're okay. I mean, we're dealing with our own stuff, but proud of you for staying in there. And Brittany's like, oh, please, God, I hope he stays in rehab. God, I'm so over it.
It's like, yeah, I think I was holding out a lot of hope. The rehab would help him. I still wanted him to fight for me a little bit, just a little bit, but he didn't. And so Brock asked Brittany how she's feeling, and she's numb. I can't even focus on things right now. I got so much going on. I just got so much going on.
I'm just numb right now, but I think that has more to do with that plastic surgery I had last year. I still can't really smile that much. Can't really feel things around my lips, but that's okay. I'm holding out hope they'll feel something soon. Because she's always holding out hope.
He stole my smile.
He stole my smile. Brittany I would hate to say this to someone in general, but for Brittany, I'm going to say this. Stop holding out hope. Because every episode, she's like, I was really holding out hope that this would fix things. Every single thing. She's always like, I was holding out hope that we could figure out cold fusion. It's like, no, stop holding out hope for things that are never going to happen, okay?
Hope
Jax
is a
not gonna
dangerous
get
word.
better.
Listen, hopelessness is not great either. So I'm not saying we should all be hopeless, but I would prefer action to hope. Hope doesn't do shit. When people run their political thing and like, hope, like Obama did that years ago. And of course I voted for Obama, but I was like, hope, really? How about action? How about fix the potholes? That's what you should I don't want hope. Okay. I didn't even like her on Days of Our Lives. Fix the pot. I'm going to say the same thing I told you. I'm going to say the same thing to you. I told the Hope from Days of Our Lives. Fix the potholes and stop crying.
I did love that storyline on Days when she went out there on the streets and just filled in potholes. She was like, I hope I can make an impact on these streets. You're like, damn it. Hope floats. It's more like hope sinks. Okay, it sinks your life.
Hope sinks. Hope lies. Hope lies to you. Okay.
So yeah, Brittany is saying like, you know what, Jax, just going and signing this lease without talking to me and knowing that I still had this rental home for 2.5 more months. I really just screwed me over. And yes, he did. And she just says that she just needs to move on. She goes, I need to move on. I know I deserve better. If only you actually would move on instead of. I'm not even gonna say that because it sounds like I'm blaming Brittany, and she does not deserve the blame here. He's the real fucker in this situation. I just want her to stop holding out hope about Jax because she keeps on saying she's holding out hope.
Yeah, stop holding out
She's
hope
getting
on
so
Jax.
close. She's getting so close, and we can see we know that next episode it looks like she's finally gonna inch towards that divorce, but it's been hard all season watching her saying that she's gonna hold out hope. Stop holding out the hope.
Yeah. There's no changing that. So now we go outside. They go outside. And, the kids are swimming and stuff. And so Janet and Brock and Brittany are all talking. And Janet's like, wow, you guys, last night was so heavy. I mean, it was just bam, 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 bam. It's a shark party, right? Am I right, guys? It was I was attacked. I was so attacked last night. I'm traumatized by it. I'm never going to recover from this. They could have killed my future baby. Do you know that? I could get pregnant and the trauma from last night could possibly, they're trying to kill my future baby.
I bought a Baby Ruth from the supermarket, and I swear it melted in my hands because they destroyed it just with everything they were saying. Baby Ruth is dead.
And Brock's like, is that your old version of fun? Just going at each other? Oh God, I love Brock. I love Brock being so above it all. You're still skirting around the edges like a fucking snail cleaning the side of a fish tank. So shut the fuck up.
Brock, stop moralizing. You come from Vanderpump Rules. Okay, this is your bread and butter. So Brittany is like, by the way, I have a question. Since I wasn't here last week, did you like Lala on last week's episode, or did you not like Lala?
I never want Lala back on my TV again. I don't need her. Of course, she was yelling at the right person, so that's fine. Bring back Sheena, leave Lala at the side. I don't need Lala showing up there to just tell people off. Like, I've had enough. How about you?
You know, I have to... I actually liked Lala last week because it was the Lala using her powers for good. So I liked her yelling at Jesse, and I appreciated that. And
it was nice to see, but it's also like taking the most obvious stance. It's like, here I am showing up to get the most obvious stance. By the way, I moved down the streets, so hire me for this fucking show. I have rent to pay. Bye.
Yeah, seriously. By the way, also, since we're at Sheena's house, I love how Sheena's new house in the Valley is like every other castmate's house in the Valley. It's the same freaking layout. Door, central hallway, kitchen here, living room here, staircase right there. I mean, it is shocking how they just all keep buying the same house from each other.
Yeah, it's nice, but that's like a $3 million house. I mean, that's an expensive house.
Listen,
I was like,
she got the Uber Eats commercial money now.
The Uber Eats ain't paying you $3 million. Are they?
Well, at least you're going to get enough for the down payment.
Yeah, well, that's
just get yourself in the door, and then
Yeah.
you'll just hope to figure out the rest.
Yeah. So Brittany's like, well, I was having fun until the cameras left. Like, I feel like that's all of your lives. So what happened after the cameras left? Janet's like, I don't know. Where do we even begin? The year was 1920. Everything's in black and white. I'm the only one in a nice pressed dress. It has polka dots. All right.
Picture it. Sicily, 1942. It's like, okay, Janet. So she goes, well, at Brittany's shark party after filming ended, Sheena was talking to Zach, and she mentioned Jared, and Zach said some pretty horrible things. I can't even repeat what he said. Like, why don't you just say, like, he should just go fuck himself? I mean, I'd just be a little nicer and not so wildly offensive. So this is why I mentioned that Jared was there, because it turns out there was a whole saga there was some gay violence between Zach and Jared. That is, they don't really care to illuminate. They don't even flash Jared on the screen so we even know who Jared is, because I had to actually rewind. I was like, was that Jared, the guy before? And I was like, okay, that was Jared. They just have some lazy backstory about
why
the gays.
would Zach like that queen anyway? Because he's always one of Janet's minions coming after Zach. So he did it last year. So why would Zach be nice to this guy? Now, God knows what Zach said, because Zach's mouth is bad. I'm guessing Zach called him the F word.
That's what I'm thinking also.
Because they're acting like, oh my God, what Zach said, I won't even repeat it. It's horrible. Like, it is, I will never recover from this. You know, Janet's doing her whole thing. And I think that he probably said the F word, is my guess.
That's what I think. And poor Jared's probably watching at home like, oh my God, it's happening. I'm in the storyline. And they don't even cut to him or explain what the fight was about or really anything. It's just we know that Zach went off on someone.
Yeah, I think the producers are like, no, Jared. The nice try, Jared. Okay, we've already made the mistake of opening the Janet floodgate, but she's not getting you in here too. We're not getting friend of casserole.
No. So Brock's like, well, Zach was crying to Sheena, and then Sheena said something about Jared. And then Brittany's like, well, he thinks that I'm always picking their side over his side. Like, I'm with Zach a lot. Like, I love him a lot. So I don't know why it feels that way. And I think that, like, why he was saying, like, you're a bad friend. Like that last night, like, when he texted me, like, I was thinking a bad friend. Like, I'm not picking sides, okay? Because I think they're all pretty cool guys, okay?
Yeah. So then we go to Kristen and Luke's new place, and Zach's over there, and he's like, well, I think what I said was Jared can go fuck himself. I think. She says I said something more aggressive, but you know me. It's like I black out, you know? And then Brittany, of course, came out, and she was like, you said something so bad. And, and it's, I mean, it's just terrible. Like, I can't believe it. She was like so aggressive with me. And I was just like,
And then Zach has actually kind of an amazing confessional where he goes, I'm sorry, is hyperbole dead? I was like, it's about time someone said this on Bravo. For crying out loud. After Janet, claimed that she was getting murder threats because Zach posted that thing about Big Bear last year. Like, I'm sorry, I need to do hyperbole, okay? Because Brittany knows me. Like, if I'm talking and I'm angry, nothing I'm saying is out of pocket or out of whatever. Like, I'm not threatening anybody. I'm just being hyperbolic, okay? Can we just get out of it? Like, there's no threats going on.
Listen, when I say I'm going to murder a faggito burrito, does that mean I'm going to do it? No. Maybe I'm putting an actual burrito in a microwave.
Kristen's like, yeah, seriously, that would trigger me. If she came up to me and said, what did you say? Or like, what did you do? I'd be like, how about ask them? I mean, stop fucking asking me how I started. Shoulder roll, Mariposa.
Yeah, and the producer's like, I don't think anyone in this group knows what hyperbole is. He's like, whatever, I'm going to teach them. Okay, America, here's a word, hyperbole. There, look it up. I'm not going to teach you after all. It's not my job to educate you, you stupid fajitas. Okay.
I just want you to be aware that this word exists, and it's up to you to discover it. I'm like, guess what? If people don't know what hyperbole means, they're definitely not going to go look it up.
They're not going to look.
I'm just going to say it right now. They're not going to be like, wait a second. No one's going to be going around. So I learned a new word last night when I was watching The Valley on Bravo. It's called hyperbole. Have you ever even heard of it? Or maybe it's hyperbole. I'm not sure.
I used to think it was hyperbole for the longest time.
Too.
I also said macabre for a long time. It's still hard to let go of. Yeah, it's still hard to let go of. Yeah, so it's macabre. It's words that I read in books a lot, but I never have to say them out loud because I'm not doing a book on tape. So I just don't know. And then I hear them in real life, and I'm like, they're saying that wrong. It's macabre.
It's like how for some reasons, like there's apropos, but for some reason, somewhere in the past year or so, I started saying apropos, and I don't know why I've done it.
You better watch your goddamn hyperbole around me. We have children in this house.
So Zach is like, sometimes I just feel like Brittany doesn't hear me, which is crazy because I'm the loudest person on this cast, always yelling. But I'm just gonna be there, okay? I'm not always gonna be there, okay? Kristen's like,
yeah, he says that Brittany thinks that no matter what she does, he's just gonna always stick around. And Kristen's like, yeah, I'm wearing a hat that says Valley Mentality, by the way. So you know what? Here's how you feel. You feel like she just doesn't fucking care, right? Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. I really figured that one out. It's like, yeah, that's it. And he goes, when I moved to LA by myself, Brittany was the only person I knew. And to me, that's like my family. Oh my God, I can't believe that's my only family out here. That's terrible. Anyway, I definitely have missed having that connection. And sometimes I feel like I've lost a part of myself because I don't have her in the way I used to have her. And I don't know, things are just a different. Sorry, I'm trying to cry right now. Okay. Different.
So he's going to have a big talk with Brittany, which he's not going to win anyway. Brittany's just going to straddle the fence. And if she has to choose, she's not choosing you. She's going to choose the other people because to her, you're the person who moved to be on TV. I think Jax disrespects Brittany because he has a whole host of psychoses, let's face it, okay? And one of them is just a general, I think, disrespect for women, duh. But I think another level to the Jax and Brittany thing is I think he looks at Brittany as the one who moved to be on TV. She got with him to be on TV. He allowed her, in his mind, he got with her and gave her dreams, which was to be on TV. So she's always going to owe him something in her mind. And I think that she transfers that onto Zach. It's like, yeah, you may have been my best friend, but ultimately it got you this TV job. And these other people are actually TV people. So you're always going to come in second.
That's an interesting theory. And I think that part of that could definitely be true. And I think there's just the general, it's the plight of the gay sidekick. The gay sidekick. That's just what happens. Is that ultimately
it's true.
You're just kind of people just assume well, you're the gay sidekick, so you'll still be here.
And it's kind of the best of the best worlds and the worst of the worst worlds, right? Because then when you get in a fight with people, it's like the girl wants you to be on her side because you're the gay bestie, so you can fight the guy. But then when you get in a fight with the girl, it's like, you can't talk to me like that. I'm a girl. There's a whole dynamic with guy and gay besties and girlfriends. at play
And also,
here.
like, when you're the gay sidekick, you have to, like, receive all of the girl's drama in her life. And then the moment she, like winds up getting married to some guy, she just is gone. And you're like, oh, okay. So I just, like, received all this drama, and now you're just not in my life. Like, you're gone. Okay. I'm just lost another straight person to marriage. And
Yeah, it can be
babies.
like the buffer, right? You're like always there to be the buffer when you're needed, and then discarded when you're
Then
not.
discarded.
The plight of the gay, you
The
know.
gay
But then that's
sidekick.
also a
Tough.
part of the gay sidekick, like learning to grow up and not always substitute other things in your life with this drama from somebody else's relationship, you know. But it's journey, and Zach's still
Yeah.
a fairly young person with white lipstick, so you know
he's,
he'll get
he's,
here on his own time.
he's about to hatch out of his, he's still just like a little gay caterpillar, and he's going to go into his cocoon soon, which is,
He's
you
gonna
can see it
hatch
on
out
his
of that
head.
helmet of head,
Yes,
helmet
he's
of
got-
hair, into
He's
a
been wearing
very
his cocoon
strong.
on his forehead. And he'll be soon a gay butterfly who won't need the Britneys of the world.
We've all been there, you know. There's a healthy balance there at some point down the line, you know. We all learn to be proper friends to each other. You guys, let's hug. Just kidding. It's the Valley. Let's not hug. So Kristen's like, we're talking to Brittany. Oh. So then we go back to Enchilada Party.
Yeah, and Janet's like, can I vent about yesterday? It was like, well, I guess we're not gonna. You're gonna do it anyway, so don't even ask. And then Janet is like making jokes about like, oh, Jason, do you have your wedding ring on? And he's like, I mean, and so she goes, Kristen, in a roundabout way, told us that she heard from Jasmine that Jason goes to bars and takes. Are you listening to me, or are you just putting more enchiladas in the oven? Sorry, these need to melt. Strict instructions.
It's my thing, so try not to be distracted that I'm putting what I call composed casserole together, okay? While you talk about your story.
So anyway, Janet just tells Sheena about this whole ring thing. And Jason's like, you know me, I'm like out at LAX bars just picking up flight attendants or something. I'm like, wait, is that where that happens, at LAX bars?
Yeah, I know. He got really specific. So there's a couple weird
Yes.
things going on. She's all of a sudden way too defensive about this if it wasn't true. Because I think how she dealt with it, I don't like Janet, but I think how she dealt with it initially was perfect. She was like, oh, really? You really think this guy's cheating on me? I'm following him. Like, I'm tracking him. He's not cheating on me. You're not going to beat me on this. Like, you fucking idiot. And then it disarmed Kristen, and she was like, oh, okay, well, whatever. I heard it, and I got mad at you, and that's why I said it. And then it was over. And then they even asked Jasmine about it. And she's like, whoa. I mean, I heard it. I didn't believe it, but I heard it. But I didn't believe it, but I heard it. But I didn't believe it. So, I don't know. Don't blame me. And so it was over. And I thought she actually handled it in a pretty decent way. But of course, Janet decides she's going to go get a ton more mad. And then she's going to go home and power up Jason, put the batteries in Jason,
Yep.
put on his fatigue dockers, and send him to war.
Yes. So she's like, I'm both impressed and annoyed with how good Kristen is at creating distractions and filling up bullshit in a room to distract from the truth. And now you're going to have people talking about Jason and what kind of husband he is, and if he's going to bars and being shady. And what are we not talking about? Danny going to bars and being shady.
No, you are talking about that. You've talked about it every fucking week, Janet. You haven't stopped talking about it. And we need something new to talk about. And since all you want to talk about is what a piece of shit everyone else's husband is, why don't we jump on yours? Why not? You're everyone else's free game. You're fine calling that a dude an alcoholic. He's got little kids at home and doing it. So shut up, Janet. You don't get to play that game. You don't get to play that card. And also she's too defensive, and him like very specific about LAX bars. Now I think there is something fishy. Before
Yeah,
I
he's
didn't.
like, he's like, I mean, what, you think I'm just going to LAX bars and parking in spot 27C and talking to Jan, the bartender back there, and ordering, old fashions and telling people my name is Roger? I mean, come on now.
Hiding in the bathroom with Southwest stewardesses? I mean, come on, me. Come on. Do I come home with peanuts in my mouth sometimes? Sure.
Did I accidentally have a pair of wings pinned to my lapel? Yes.
Yeah, so Sheena's like, yeah. Oh, and also Janet says something. Let me go back to this part. Janet says, yeah, Kristen said in a roundabout way that she heard from Jasmine that Jason goes to bars and stuff. So she did say it was Did Kristen say it was Jasmine? Who said it was Jasmine? I don't even remember.
I don't remember. I don't remember. I watched the episode last week, but I just don't remember the specific. I don't remember how.
I remember she confronted Jasmine, and I remember Kristen saying that she had heard it from other people, but I didn't know that it was specifically Jasmine. But then I guess she did confront Jasmine because this week, well, we'll get to it when it happens. But this week it sounds like it wasn't even Jasmine. So, my God.
Yeah, it's all confusing. So Sheena's like, yeah, well, Jasmine didn't even come today because of you, which means I have an extra enchilada if anyone wants it. And Jason's like, I mean, here's the thing. Jasmine made this shit up, and then like she told Kristen because she wanted to get back at Janet for whatever reason to get Janet for, and now that Kristen said it, she's scrambling for ways to say she didn't just make it up. And just like, that's not my friend. She's like, yeah, well, if Jason ever took off his ring, I'd probably be like, he'd probably be like, I've had like a little bit too much sodium, and today like my fingers are swelling, you know. Sodium.
Oh, gosh. Also, people noticed on Reddit, the eagle-eyed people of Reddit noticed that if you watch the opening sequence, he's not wearing his wedding ring. Like in the original preview. Which I thought was funny. So Janet's like, well, Kristen knows him. And Jason's like, yeah, you know, at first I laughed it off. But then Janet told me I shouldn't just laugh it off. So now I'm very upset because she told me to be. And Janet's like, yeah, because we went to see my mom yesterday. And we were just like laughing it off. Like, can you believe that Kristen said this? And my mom was like, what? You laughed it off? Kill her. Kill her and all her future stock. No one says that about my daughter. So I'm like really upset now. She upset my mother. She could have murdered my mother. Jasmine literally tried to kill my mother yesterday.
My mother was so mad. She was like, have you hit your head one too many times on your low-hanging hood over your stove? Because you should be mad right now. And then I realized, wait a second, I should be mad right now. And I told Jason, you should be mad right now. So guess what? We're all mad right now.
Yeah, so she woke up and she's like, I'll take it from Kristen because she's crazy, but I won't take it from Janet or from Jasmine. She's supposed to be my friend. She didn't bring it up on camera. All this time, she could have brought it up on camera to be messy with you. She did not do that. And if she was just gossiping with her friends, all of you do that. That's what you're literally doing right now. So, zip.
Yeah, exactly. So now it's time to eat enchiladas. And then we go to the beach. And Janet and Jason are walking along with a metal detector. I feel like there's got to be a metaphor in there somewhere. Looking for his ring. I don't know. They find a bottle cap, and Janet's like, oh my God, I love this. This is the Dave and Buster's Janet. She loves finding bottle caps in the sand. I'm going to keep it because I'm
just
wacky.
Me, wacky Janet, doing wacky things on the beach, even though her mother was almost murdered yesterday. So Brittany comes, and everyone just starts arriving. Michelle brings the new crazy-eyed boyfriend. That guy looks like he was made by Pixar.
He's had a lot of honey. He's been having a lot of honey. We are here.
And so now they talk about Jasmine, and Brittany's like, well, I told Jasmine y'all want an apology and stuff, and she's just not here for it. She said that she's going to double down. That's what she's going to do. And Janet's like, oh, double down. Do you want me to find 2 of my mothers to murder? Great.
And we see 2 nights ago at Jax's, Jasmine's telling Brittany, she's getting nothing from me. You know why? Because I heard it from a bunch of other people. Who am I going to go to Hurdle and be like, oh, Jason's taking off his ring? Because it didn't matter to us, okay? It did not matter to me because I needed to use it strategically, okay? And that was not the right time to do it.
And then Brittany's like, I'm not sure why people got issues with Janie. She's always been there for me, no matter what, you know. I mean, I don't see her as a big drama starter. You know, everybody else does, but that's just not the friendship I have with her. Yeah, Brittany, where have I heard this before? Why is everybody mean to Jax? Why does everybody say horrible things to Jax? He's nice to me. He doesn't do this stuff to anybody else. It always comes back to you. You can be friends with these horrible fucking people because they're nice to you. They're using you. Do you understand?
I don't know. I like her a lot. She always brings me bottle caps and stuff from the beach for my little bottle cap collection.
It's funny because I always got empty bottles around the house.
So she's like, but by the way, okay, she didn't even think it was true. Jasmine doesn't even think it's true. So does she know that? And Jack goes, well, either way, someone who makes up something or like takes something that she thinks is true and runs to someone else and like I'm not talking at the time and repeats it. That's not a friend to me. I'm like, you literally are going around talking about Danny is drinking So
Nia's
they're literally
supposed
doing
to
the
be
same
your
thing.
friend. So yeah, that's the thing with Janet. She's just like, she doesn't even give the hypocrisy time to grow. She just does it like in the next 5 minutes.
And I say that as someone who actually does think Danny was being kind of weird with that whole closet thing. Even though the booze was in there, I wasn't as like horrified by Janet saying that it was a weird thing that he did that. But even me being a little bit more in the gray area on that, I'm still like, Janet, you realize you talk shit about everyone. So it's just like turnabout. Yeah, it happens. It comes around. What goes around comes around. Just like a bottle cap in the sand.
Yeah.
It always resurfaces.
Just like Janet. Maybe under the sand, but it's always fucking there. God, looking at the clips, she's been in this show for years, like decades. She's been on these shows. So Kristen, Luke, and Jasmine come, and Kristen is walking in, just kind of like Kristen, like
Flopping around, getting tossed by the wind.
Are you surfing with your feet?
She really has mastered ragdoll mechanics. Flopping, blowing Kristen in the wind. She's basically like a windsock.
In the wind. Go.
Today is going to be a shit show. It's cold. It's windy. Jasmine's over Janet. I'm over Janet. Do you remember about Jason taking his ring off? Janet was fine with it, Brittany's party. But now I heard from a little birdie, a.k.a. Sheena, that Janet is talking shit. I mean, I bring up the ring rumor about her and Jason. Well, stop talking about Danny and Nia, and I won't have to come for you.
Also, can we just say that the messiest person here is Sheena? And she still doesn't even get any lines on this show. They're like, okay, you can make your enchiladas. But Sheena's made all the drama for this episode. All of it.
She's a pro. So Jasmine shows up. She says hi to Brittany, but does not say hi to Jason. And then Luke is trying to put together chairs and everything. And Jasmine's saying, Brittany said that Janet is demanding an apology. And all I can think is Janet can shove that apology up her ass because she's not getting one from me. I didn't start anything, so why am I apologizing? For what? And I didn't bring it to you again, so what am I apologizing for?
Okay, so last week, Kristen said, I heard this rumor from Zach. And then it was then confirmed by Jasmine. So I think what she's doing is she's avoiding going for people that she knows will decimate her. She's not going to come for Kristen because she did already, but calmly, and Kristen handled her professionally. And she's not going to come for Zach because she's afraid of Zach. So she's going to go for Jasmine. She sees Jasmine as an easier target.
I think that's what it is. So Jasmine's just sitting there. They're like all sitting in a circle, but Jasmine's just kind of like not talking to them, ignoring them and everything. And Brittany, meanwhile, has some news. She's like, "Hi, I got a hot date after this. Why think I'm so dressed up? Hey, does anyone have a spare bottle cap I can wear as an earring tonight?"
Brittany, I don't think anybody even thought you were so dressed up. Have you seen how you dress? I don't think anybody is even questioning what's going on anymore. At some point in a friendship, you just have to accept. It's like they're past the grief stage and they're just on to acceptance now. You know what I mean? So Jasmine's like, oh yeah, he's so hot. He's like so hot. I've seen him before. He's like so hot. And she's going to date her rental, which she might as well get some use out of that thing. So Michelle's like, so what are you doing with that metal detector? What are you doing with that metal detector, Janet? And she's like, yeah, it's a metal detector. I'm wacky Janet. Duh.
It's like beeping incessantly around Michelle. CRE, I am 95% a robot. So Jason's like, yeah, there were a lot of metals around here. Janet had her metal detector all around this fire pit. It's really loaded, like lots of really interesting metals. They're like, oh wow, great story, Jason.
Yeah, maybe you're going to be like one of those people who lose their wedding rings and stuff. And Janet's like, yeah, maybe Jason took his ring off. Dun dun dun. Ooh, ring drama. And everyone's like, oh God. Everyone just kind of, the people she's going for just kind of roll their eyes as her sword like just falls flat. It's like, no one takes the bait. So Brittany's like, well, this ain't fun. Let's play truth or dare. All right, someone dare me to dress up. I did it. What did I win?
Brock's like, well, why we want to play truth or dare? And Kristen's like, oh, I'm not playing truth or dare with this fucking group of people. Are you out of your goddamn mind?
So Jasmine's like, I don't want to sit here. Let's go, Kristen. So they walk off, and meanwhile, everybody plays Truth or Dare. And Jasmine is like, I'm not doing this. And then she makes these little comments like, oh, the ring, take the ring off. I mean, bitch, say what you're going to say to my face. If you're going to say it to my face, say it right now. Come on, do it. Come for me.
Kristen, why do you have a crab in your mouth? Well, I sort of got carried away. I did the dare anyway. Oh.
I didn't even hear the dare, but I figured that would be it, so you did it. Ow.
Guess who's wearing a starfish now? Me, on my head. I love a dare. Can't help it. Let's never forget the flower in the traffic median that she ate.
Well, that's funny. Flower, I forgot about that, actually. Where was
She's
that?
like
That
already
was in
doing-
like the wine trip. The wine
Yeah,
trip.
she does the Truth or Dare dares on spec. Well, I know this will come in handy someday, so I'll just do my dare now.
Beating the crosswalk, nailed it.
Just gonna write that down. And
So we go to Truth or Dare, and they're like, oh my God, guys, where is the craziest sex that Janet has ever had with Jason? She's like, obviously, missionary in bed with Jason. Everybody just forget about that part in Vanderpump Rules where I was trying to have a threesome with that waiter that got fired that was in Sheena's music video.
wait, Janet was part of that.
Yes,
That
Janet was
Brett?
the one that was trying to have a threesome with, not Max, what was the other guy's
Brett.
name? Brett.
Brett
Yeah,
from New Jersey,
yeah.
the Finding Dory guy.
Yeah. So now Janet's like a Mormon, she's like a not Mormon. What was I going to say? Because that show's changed the Mormon outlook, that Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. The like the Orville Redenbacher
taken down
looking
the
ones. What are they
patriarchy.
called?
Orville, what?
Not
Quaker?
crackers. Quakers, yeah. Who make crackers. But yeah. Oh yeah, the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. They're like, yeah, we're fighting the patriarchy. We're dancing.
So Jasmine's like, you know what? I'm not getting out of my neck. I'm not trying to, okay, I'm not going to do this. And Kristen's like, just don't say anything, Rika. Say nothing at all during the Truth or Dare. Whatever you do, caca, don't do a thing. Don't move a muscle. She's like, I mean, there's like a time and a place for everything, you know? They're like working themselves into a tizzy, but they're doing it loudly so everyone can hear that they're mad nearby.
Yeah. And they're doing it right by the group, So then the next thing is, how big is Brock's deck? And we've all seen Brock in a Speedo, so I'm going to go ahead and say Ken doll. But Sheena's like,
like it's not really about the length. Like it's not like as big as like a Southwest plane, but it's like girthy. It's like, it's a girth. It's like an enchilada, but like a short enchilada.
Oh, well, that was not on the question list. And Sheena's like, yeah. By the way, one time I got hemorrhoids because we did anal sex. So I had hemorrhoids. And then one time when I got real hemorrhoids, I was like, I know what that is. Hemorrhoids.
oh, nice. So then she talks about how she also got hemorrhoids after she had Summer.
She's like, oh my God, you know what? You know what they put on the weight when Summer came out? They said she's girthy ounces.
That hurt.
We almost named her Preparation H, but then we thought, let's call her Summer.
This is the first time I've ever told people that Summer came out of my butt.
Kristen's like, get out of the truth, Sheena. That's how to do it. I just said a metal detector. Beep. Beep.
Michelle, do you want to do a Truth or Dare? I knew this bitch was gonna call me. Okay, the answer is Rob Reiner. Okay.
Okay, so Brock's like, I'm 100% a grower, not a shower. So then, let's see. Okay, so we go to more scenes of Beach Day. So now Kristen and Jasmine finally return, and it's time for the fire and s'mores. And Jasmine is teaching Kristen how to make a s'more. And Jason's like, what are we going to do, Janet? You told me I'm supposed to come for it today. So when do you want me to do it? Should we do it now? We should do it while there's still sunlight out. We lose ground in the dark. Should we do?
Janet's like, I'm really concerned because I do feel like we should confront Jasmine about this situation, but I also feel like we should confront Kristen about the fact that she doesn't know how to make a s'more.
She didn't even put a corn tortilla and an egg on it. So I'm not really sure. Where does the cheese go? So yeah, like here's the thing. Like it's not up to us to initiate conversations about fights we're making up in our own head that ended last week. So they need to come talk to us, and they don't give a shit. And he's like, well, maybe something's lost in the grapevine. Let's go directly to the source. Okay, let's do it, Janet. Are you ready? She's like, I need another minute to manufacture all the rage that almost murdered my mother. Okay, let's do it.
I need another minute just to see if Kristen can make that s'mores. Okay, and she is somehow applying chocolate in between two Fleetwood Mac albums. Why is she burning those albums over the fire?
Why is she trying to pull out a record player and play Ham? Ham doesn't even go on the s'more. What is she doing over there?
So then they're like, okay, we're going to do it. So they walk up and they're like, he's like, hey, Jasmine, do you have like a second? I want to talk to you about something. Okay. And he says, I don't want people's impression of me to be that I'm this dirtbag who goes out cruising for chicks. I mean, and for Jasmine to be the one who put that out there in the first place, that's really hurtful. I'm like, honestly, I would prefer that as your reputation versus a Jax apologist, which is what we see from you later on. So
yes,
honestly.
you're holding up Jax and Janet. You're the worst. Like you're one of the worst people on this show because everyone else is at least honest. You're just a fucking wuss. You're just a wuss who hides his real intentions. Like I can't with you. At least everybody else has some stones in this group. Gross. And also, she never said you were a dirtbag who was cruising for chicks. She said she heard you didn't wear your wedding ring. That's not really that bad. So he's like, well, listen, Jasmine, I'm just confused about some stuff. She goes, yeah. Well, what do you want to know? And he goes, well, what's going on? She goes, okay, the ring thing, I heard it years ago. I didn't care then. I don't care now. Okay. And Janet's
How many
like,
years? How many years?
How many years?
Let me finish, Janet. Okay, you're not going to cut me up because I know that's what you do. And Janet's like, let's go. Okay, come on. Done. You know what? I'm done. Done. We're not doing this. I was like, oh God, this is going to be one of these fights where the fight then becomes about being interrupted instead of the actual issue at hand.
Yes, and Janet's going to be called on her shit, and so she's immediately going to leave. So that's what she tries to do. So Jason's like, stay, and we get to let me talk, Janet. No, wait. No, you're yelling at me. You're yelling at me. And she's like, I'm just talking, Janet. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just yelling now because because you walked away. That's why I'm yelling now. And she's like, okay, well, all she did was ask a follow-up question, and that's totally allowed. She asked a follow-up question in a very accusatory way with a lot of judgment, but that's okay.
I'll allow it. She's like, I just asked a question and now you're yelling at me. And please don't use the term microaggression with me because I have no idea what that is. I have not been living in the past decade. So
Jasmine's like, no, you said let's go. She goes, well, because I asked you a question. Jason goes, wait, you're being defensive right now, Janet. Which you can just say you're being Janet right now.
And Jasmine's like, I'm talking to Jason. Just let me talk to Jason, Janet. Just let me talk to Jason. And he's like, well, don't be so defensive. And she goes, well, where did you hear about it? And she goes, from a group of friends. Who? Well, I'm not a snitch, okay? I'm not going to snitch on people. And there was like something going on. Like Melissa heard it too. Like Melissa heard it. So like, sorry, am I allowed to snitch on Melissa? Like we're going to be married. I can snitch on her, right? But like literally a lot of people heard it. Like we didn't care. We didn't care.
So you heard this rumor 2 years ago and then you just sat on it? She's like, no, listen, the fact that it was brought up, like that sucks. But I'm telling you for a fact, I did not believe it then and I don't believe it now. Okay. And he's like, but like it was brought up and that sucks. Like, what does that mean? Well, I'm just saying it was brought up and that's it.
That sucks. What are you not understanding, Jason? She didn't bring it up. You can't yell at somebody for hearing something. She heard it. She didn't say it. You're not even accusing her of saying it. Like,
yeah.
How is this her fault?
Yeah, exactly. And so then Janet's like, you brought it up to Kristen. She's like, well, whatever. The fact that it was brought up, I don't even care anymore. She's like, well, you brought it up. Janet, I need you to shut up right now. Okay, you know what, Jasmine? All right, fine. I'm going to go. That's it. Too much for me.
Yeah, Kristen never said she brought it up. You're making this shit up just to start a fight. So she's like, I'm not going to get loud all right now. And Janet goes, go ahead, get loud. And Jason's like, listen, no one needs to get loud, okay? No one needs to get loud. And Janet's like, that's why he was defending you, right? And she's like, I'm trying to talk to you, but she's like, I cannot talk to Janet. I cannot talk to Janet. I will not do this, okay?
And she's like, Janet, you've been a shitty ass friend. You're a fucking vibe killer. You're exhausting. You give Karen energy, and I'm fucking done with it. And Janet's like, oh. My mother almost just died.
Janet, who comes over, accuses somebody of something, keeps her foot on their neck, calls him defensive, does every other thing. Stop yelling at me, every other thing. You call her a Karen, and boom, she's done. It's like deflated.
Then Jason does this whole thing. He's like, were you not at our home for the 4th of July holding our baby? Oh, God, I'm sure no one cared about holding the baby. Jasmine's
Yeah,
like,
and by
"Well,
the
you served me
way,
a
you're
casserole."
fucking welcome. Why are you acting like you're doing me a favor? I had to go eat your shitty hot dog casserole and hold your fucking snotty kid who's always trying to tie a rope around my neck for some reason. Janet. Your scarf-addicted child.
Scarf addicted. That child's gonna grow up in a house with a very low hood. Okay, it's gonna have a strange perspective on life.
That kid's
Ducking
going to have
everywhere.
a dent in his head in college. They're going to be like,
So-
don't throw your cap in the air. You've got a dent in your head. Keep the cap on. Keep it on.
So anyway, they're just basically yelling at each other, and now it's turned into a thing of like, but you were my friend, because Jason's like, I looked out for you. I've looked out for you forever, and Jem's like, I know you have, and I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about her right now. It's like, you broke my heart. I've always
Oh,
looked at you like a
God.
sister.
Shut up. And
I know.
she did protect you. She never brought up the rumor that you didn't wear your wedding ring on camera. That is protecting you.
Yes, exactly. And he keeps on doing that. You broke my heart. Okay, settle down, Al Pacino. You broke my heart.
my heart. You cut me to the core. So my mom used to say whenever we would fight when I'm a teenager, you cut me to the core, kid. You cut me to the core. I loved you with every ounce of my being, and core is cut. Got it. I've got it. Yeah, got it.
I mean, he sounds like he's literally Joe Gorga talking to his dad at the christening. He's like, you're my father. You're my father.
You're my father. Okay, so Janet's like, we are leaving. Jasmine's a mess. Jason, do come. We are going. So he's very upset because he doesn't even know if Jasmine's ever been his real friend. And he goes, have fun looking at yourself in the mirror, talking shit about every single person here and every other person here. Jason, so do you, and so does your ringleader wife. Just go home and fucking simp for your fucking ringleader
Exactly.
wife. I don't even need to hear
I thought you were
another
saying
word from you.
Jax. I'm like,
And
I would rather
Jax.
look at myself in the mirror and know I talk shit about people than look at myself in the mirror and know I excuse Jax.
Yeah, I know that you're
So-
giving Jax airtime to come up with this bullshit sympathy while violins play in the background. And Janet does as well. So fuck both of you. You know, you pretend you're these great people. You stand for terrorism.
Great villains, though. Glad you're on the show. So Jason is like, for somebody who I've invested in a relationship, I really value that. That means a lot to me, this whole thing. It's just a different side of Jasmine that I don't know who brought it out of her, because Janet and I haven't, we haven't done anything to her. You just pulled her to the side and didn't claim that you wanted to talk to her to find out things. And then when she tried to explain herself, interrupted her and then guilted her and then say that she broke your heart. No.
And then
that's
called
not-
her a liar and insisted that she did things to you that she never did because you're
and
too
said that she
afraid
was
of
yelling.
confronting Zach.
And then when you ask her to explain herself and then cut her off, and then so she gets agitated, you start saying why are you yelling? Why are you yelling? I think that's what you did to her.
Yeah,
But either
stupid.
way,
So he's like, she's like, it was 2 years ago. And he's like, I can't believe the biggest snake in the grass has been under my nose this whole time. So Janet's like, I'm taking my metal detector and we're leaving.
hey, it was under my nose the whole time. Bottle cap, just found one. Now got an earring for both of yours.
So this still Warrior, he's not listening. She betrayed me. Blah, blah, blah. She's not a real friend. They have all this. So Janet's telling everyone else she's two-faced, and I can't even have a conversation with her. I mean, what the hell? And Jason's like, I'm out of here. I love my actual friends who don't talk shit about me. And Jasmine's like, your friends weren't fucking with you at the time, okay? So talk to your boys, not me, because I already know. They're my family. They don't fuck with you. They don't like you. So now she's insinuating that the guys are the ones who said it in the first place, which would make sense if it was all the guys, like Jason's not wearing his wedding ring, and then Luke took that back to Kristen, and then Kristen took that
There
back
we
to
go.
everybody
Guys
else.
talk. Guys
Yeah.
chat. That guy's chat's dangerous.
But of
So
course, we're
Lala-
going to blame the gay and
Yes.
Jasmine for fucking
Yep.
everything. Because he's too
Lala-
much of a pussy to go for the other people. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say pussy. He's too much of a wussy to go for the other people.
That was a good fix. Lala is there. I didn't even realize Lala was at this beach.
I'm
picnic
pretending
day.
it's not happening.
She's like, this is the best beach days I've ever had. So Jasmine is like, and you know what's crazy too that pisses me off? At the party, I said this to Jason, and he goes, that makes sense. And she goes, yeah, but then they said that you made it up, and that's what they told Jason. Remember my hemorrhoids? So Kristen's like, listen, Sheena, Jasmine did not tell me. Just so everyone knows, Jasmine did not tell me. And Jasmine's like, yeah, trust me, I don't do that.
So then Jason's like, who's this random group of guys she's even talking about? It's like, wait, she just said my boys don't like me. Who does she mean? And Brock interrupts it to go support them. And so Janet's like, she's so fake. That was insane. So Janet's like, I love Jason, but I do not love Janet. So I would like to work it out with him, but fuck her. And, you know, I'm getting emotional because I like him. But then Janet's like, you're fake, you're fake, you're fake. And like, she wouldn't shut up so I could talk to him.
Yeah. And Jasmine just saying she's so annoyed because like she knew Janet way back before all this everyone. Like she knew Janet for many years now, you know, and she cherished that. But now she's like, you won't even let me talk to you. And so she's going through it. She's saying she never had an issue with Jason, and they always looked out for each other because they were the only black people in the group, and they've always had each other's back. They've always had this language, like when people were being crazy, they could kind of like look at each other, being like, you know,
Jason's not black, is he?
Did you say Kristen's not black?
Jason.
Oh, Jason. I didn't realize. I actually didn't really know what his ethnic background was. I actually always thought he might be like Filipino. But it sounds like Jasmine just said that he's black, so maybe he is mixed race.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. So I didn't even hear that part. Well, there you go.
Okay. Oh, well, just found out something new. I'll tell you what Earl the Pearl is. White. Very white.
White as a pearl.
Have you seen him dancing on a boat?
So she's upset. And meanwhile, at the car, Jason's getting teary-eyed. He's like, I can't talk about the betrayal. And Janet's like, yeah, we were friends for like 7 years, as long as I've been stalking Sheena. I mean, that's crazy.
So now back to the fire, because the scene is just still going. So Jasmine is like, well, he is so whipped. I know he's not doing shit. And Michelle goes, get act. So Brittany's, hey, why is this even being brought up? We already squashed all this. Speaking of squash, I think I was sitting on some Hawaiian loaves here. Sorry, everyone.
Y'all, I'm so sick of the same stuff being brought over and over. Jax is so mean.
So back to the car, Janet is still doing, I am done. She acted
Just
like
get in your car and leave
done.
already, for fuck's sake, man. You asked for the check an hour ago. Why are you still at my table? Go.
Yeah. So finally, this beach scene ends, and now we cut to Kristen and Zach walking through the mean streets of NoHo. Hey, Zach, guess what? We're in the NoHo Arts District. There's where a lot of dancers live. Like, we're really cultured right now. Yeah, seriously. We could be in back. We could be like a music video right now. Seriously? Seriously.
I love that she acts like Zach has never been to the NoHo Arts District. That's like literally one of the main streets.
It's like a very big part of like where they live.
Yes. Oh, by the way, I was at a thing the other day and I saw some of my friends. I saw this gay couple and they live in the valley and they live down the street from Jackson Brittany. And I was like, how's that? And he goes, that guy literally gets in his golf cart and drives around the neighborhood looking for people to take selfies with him or ask him for selfies. Or he'll like do cameos and stuff, just riding around in his golf cart. It's like, it's sad. He said it's actually very sad.
Yes, that neighborhood, I believe, is called the NoHo Farts District. That's where old farts like Jax drive around looking for selfies.
The Shameless Ho Arts District.
Yeah. So they go to this cafe.
They go to this little cafe. And Nia comes and she's talking to Daniel. She's like, hi, everything. Daniel, goddammit, I swear to God, if you don't do it, everything is great, guys. Daniel's fine. Daniel, did you just burp?
Then Brittany enters. Hi, everyone. Hey, they say this is the NoHo Arts District, but I don't see a painting anywhere. What's going on?
Now they're talking about last night. Dun, dun, dun. After Zach admits, he's like, I don't want water. I don't drink water.
So
it was a big night on Bravo for like weird confessions. Like in the next show we're recapping, Next Gen NYC, there's a girl who doesn't believe in washing her hands.
Oh my goodness. I feel like this entire day is leading up to that recap. I'm so excited. I mean, what a day for us. Love Island, The Valley, Next Gen, NYC. I mean, I'm just feel so #blessed.
Yeah.
So, so anyway, Kristen is like, so Brittany, how was your evening after the beach? How was that hookup? And she's like, oh, it was great. And she says that she's basically been hanging out with this new guy and she likes him. And he's like got a real job and real responsibilities. And he does things like, he like texts her things like, good morning. And I kind of feel so bad for her because these are just kind of like base level things that you should have in a relationship. And the fact that she is so excited to have them, I'm not even making fun of her. I'm just like, oh, you've been living in a very sad situation with Jax. You've been with like a monster.
Yeah. And she's like, he's just so normal. Is he? Because then when they asked where they met, she said, I was hosting a Bachelor Monday at Jax's.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So that sounds like kind of a thirsty way to meet somebody, you know? And here's Brittany. Anybody want to date Brittany? Let's line them up.
Yeah, anyone who's voluntarily going to Jax's bar, like not just as like the novelty of it to get a selfie to put on Instagram to be like, I went there. Anyone's just going there earnestly, that's a huge red flag now that you say it.
Yeah, someone purposely showing up on Bachelorette night that Brittany's hosting at her husband's bar wants to get on TV. So I don't know how trusting I am.
Gosh,
with this
damn
person.
it. I was rooting for her. So
No.
Brittany says, yeah, we're just hanging out having fun. A little
One thing I
peacock
can
and
guarantee.
chill.
Listen, I don't know everything, but one thing I can guarantee is that Brittany's picker sucks. It sucks.
That's true.
She's not gonna pick a good one.
Listen,
Sorry.
when you've been raised smelling those whiteout fumes from your mother's lipstick all your life, your judgment's going to get a little messed up. Sorry.
I think her mom's also been through like 4 marriages, so there was like a lot going on over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, her picker sucks.
Yeah, her mom, yeah. But her mom, she has a new hairstyle for each marriage, I think. And so now she's doing this. Her mom now is in her 1977 big sort of like trapezoid hair phase, which is fun.
Yeah. Yeah, she's into like the flowy bang thing, like the square bangs, but also kind of flowy. Like she's got something going on. I remember last week she was wearing the like Flintstone super bright orange Lisa Rinna print, you know,
Yeah.
like the leopard print or whatever. She's
I
like,
feel like her
I'm
mo-
like a leopard, but a real fun orange leopard, honey. It's different. We'll take care of the kids.
I feel like Sherry is like, I want my hair to look like the letter A. She just looks like she has a giant letter A on her head, just made of hair
Yeah.
attached to her forehead.
Oh, yeah, something Brittany never brought home. God bless her. Okay, so we go to Kristen, and Kristen's Brittany's like, I'm just having so much fun with this guy. We're just doing a little peacock and chill.
How many times do you think they had to explain that to her? Like, sorry, Brittany, we're not allowed to say Netflix and chill on Bravo, so you have to say Peacock and chill. But why would you hang out with a peacock? No, it's the streaming service. Wait, there's a stream? Where's the stream? Is it? It's called Peacock Stream.
You can bring
Does Peacocks
streams
go
down. So everyone's so happy to see Britt smiling and laughing. It's just like so crazy. So now they talk about the beach. And Brittany's like, I thought it was fun. I know Kristen doesn't think it was fun, but it was fun. It's like, yeah, it wasn't fun because like Jasmine and Luke and I did not think it was fun.
Although I did enjoy putting that horseshoe crab on my back. That was a fun dare. So
To me, it's comical that Jenna and Jason, after laughing it off at your birthday party, all of a sudden are making it into a huge deal.
yeah, it's confusing. Yeah, and now saying that Jasmine fully made it up, I mean, which is not true whatsoever because I heard it separately, okay? Hashtag hyperbole.
And Brittany's like, well, yeah, Jasmine was trying to say that, but for some reason they just think that Jasmine made it up. That's what they said. Yeah, that's easier for them to say, other than everybody is saying that he does it, which means that he probably does do it.
Honestly, I feel like maybe him and Jenna had some conversations and they were like, you know, how you can like spiral down a rabbit hole, sort of like the way Daniel will spiral down a bottle of vodka, you know, and I just feel like maybe that's what happened.
Speaking of Daniel, why are you hiding under the table with a bottle of tequila? You're supposed to be with the kids. Sorry, Daniel. Bye. No talking.
4 under 4. So Zach's like, yeah, Janet, you didn't let Jason off the leash. Like, how could he cheat? Like, let's be real, okay? Like, that's what upsets me. Yeah, I feel like she wants to stir the pot. And I'm just like, why do you want to stir a pot? I'm also jealous that she has enough room in her apartment that she can stir pots.
And Kristen's like, I just don't. At first, she shut it down, and I was like, okay, it's over. But now that she's making it into this huge thing, now it looks weird, which I agree. They're making it such a big deal that I'm like, who do you fuck? Because obviously it's somebody. Like, what are you guys hiding now? So Zach's like, yeah, she's ridiculous. You know, like if Jax does something bad, Brittany, by the way, Brittany, it's time for a Brittany conversation. Hold on, let me squeeze my eyes so they kind of made me cry.
Yeah.
Brittany.
Yeah, this Janet discussion's fine, but like we're all here in the NoHo Arts District for me to have my scene. So can we seg into it right now, please? Thank you.
Yeah, you guys. I just want to start with a little hyperbole. What? Never mind. Brittany, like our relationship, like you've always been like pretending everything's fine with Jax, and like you protect him, and like you're like he didn't mean it, he didn't do anything bad, and that's the same thing you do with Janet. And Kristen's like, yeah,
Keep doing it. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going, Zach.
you're doing
Yeah,
great.
heaven forbid I do or say or step out of line in any sort of way, and I'm held to like this totally different standard, and that you like don't specifically have my back in that moment. Oh, I mean, I do think Zach is right in having an issue, but like Janet comes between him and Brittany. Shoulder roll. Yeah, I see that. And I also feel the same way about Janet and my friendship with Brittany. Another shoulder roll. Caw-caw.
Yeah, and Zach's like, Kristen and I are your best friends. And Kristen's like, yeah, I mean, like by tiers, like we're a better tier. And Zach's like, yeah, we're like top tier. And Jared and Janet are just like in the back, like they're like the bottom of the tiers with like the dusty webs.
I love him advancing the Jarrett feud, even though the producers have no interest in it whatsoever. He's like, as we all saw earlier in this episode, Jarrett is bottom tier, correct? Like, no, we didn't see that. So Brittany's like, no, you guys are all my best friends. Okay, I'm very lucky that I have so many close friends. And if I could give each and every one of you a bottle cap that Janet found in the sand, I would. Okay, but guess what? I'm talking to them, and when I talk to them, I'm going to tell them your guys' point of view. So, for instance, when Janet says Zach is so mean, I go, yeah, that's pretty nice of me, I think.
Yeah, I mean, when you say Janet's real mean, I said, nah, you see, it's fair. He's like, no, that's what I'm talking about. Oh my God, I had like a visceral reaction to that. You should get your heart checked.
The Brittany that I knew in the past is not the Brittany that I'm here with today. And it kind of sucks because like we've been through like so much. Like when I had horizontal bangs, when I had diagonal bangs, when I went back to horizontal, when I met Bungie. We've been through like so much.
Well, I just don't want you thinking I like Janet more than I like you. It's just that I like Janet more than I like you. I hope that cleared things up.
Visceral reaction.
Well, I don't want to work out right now, but I support your journey.
And now it's time for Nia and Danny to go have a lymphatic massage at a place called The Tox.
The Tox.
Yeah. A lymphatic drainage massage supposed to release and drain toxins from your body. Sort of sounds like this when the toxins leave.
It's good that we're doing that after spending the week with a couple of toxic people. All right.
So they go in, and Nia talks about being insecure about her body because of all the babies. So she just wants to like get this baby thing out of her and done with, so she can go get her body tightened up. And he's like, okay,
Well,
like,
you go to Santa Clarita and I'll impregnate you. That's all I need, baby.
I mean, I just want to have a mommy makeover, and I'm not going to do it till we get this freaking other last baby out. So now they get their massage, and then this lady is like going to town on Danny's thigh. She's like, and he's like, oh, 4 under 4, Sim, 4 under 4.
And that's what he does. He's like,
I'm having a fourth child, 4 under 4.
they seem very nice. I cannot hear about another fucking child. I don't care. I don't want to hear about it. I don't care how many children you have. You're doing this to yourself, and you're doing this to us. Stop it.
Mm-hmm. Stop it. So now we go back to Janet and Jason's, and Janet and the baby are back in the ball pit, and they are still playing around with that sheer scarf. The sheer scarf, the ball pit, the low-hanging hood. This house has a lot of calamities happening in it.
And Janet's like, oh my God, I've not been in a situation like this where I'm sitting in a ball pit crying all day. I mean, I could have died today. I could have died. Jasmine basically almost murdered me in front of my child because he knows, he senses what's going on. And he was like, his first words came out today, and he said, Mommy, don't die. I said, I'm sorry, it's Janet. It's Janet.
oh, look, I found a bottle cap in this ball pit.
Jasmine, I mean. Oh, look, I found a bottle cap. And then he said, ow. And I realized there was a bottle cap in there. Damn it.
Said Fanta on it. So Jason's like, yeah, when we were talking to Jasmine, the way she looked at you and spoke, it was just like you were the scum of the earth. I'm like, wait for BravoCon. So Janet's like, I don't understand what's going on. Like, it hurts really bad. It's like playing skee ball and not a single ball goes into the big circles. It's just terrible. I just feel like I'm being dumped out of nowhere. She talks about how Jasmine was her friend for so many years, and it just feels like her friendship's been discarded.
Oh, who cares, Janet? You're an asshole, and people call you an asshole, and then you cry like a victim. Okay? Stop being an asshole. So this scene isn't really about Janet or her ball pit. This scene is about how we're supposed to really feel for Jack. So can we please bring the Trixie Monocle Violin Quartet out for a Jack's call?
A Jack's call. So now Jax is on the phone and he's like, oh God, today was kind of like a rough day. I mean, it's just like with my therapy. I mean, overall, it's been really, really good, like really helpful. And, you know, I got on some old stuff today and I'm just trying to really figure out where my anger is coming from. I'm just like so tired of my anger. I'm so tired of yelling. I wish Brittany would stop making me yell. I just lost it all when I found out about Julian. Oh, my best friend. It's just so awful. But you know what? I pushed Brittany away, but she wanted to be pushed away, to be fair. And I pushed her and I didn't even fucking see it, you know? And I didn't even realize what I was doing. And like, I've gotten away with it for so long that I found this to be acceptable behavior. And it's really her fault because she was the one who let me get away with it for so many years. I mean, but I'm doing better. I'm doing better.
I just wish Brittany told me to stop. That's like crazy, but she didn't, you know? Like, I have to be supportive of Brittany for not being able to tell me to stop it. Because, like, it's been really hard on me the way she's just let me go. I mean, what a piece of shit, this fucking guy. Like, he gets worse every single time. He's like, guys, I've been horrible, and I'm so upset that Brittany, like, let me think this was acceptable behavior. But now that I've learned that it's Brittany who's fucked up, hopefully I can fix Brittany enough that I'll be okay.
Yeah,
What?
He was like, he's presenting like he has had, you know, epiphanies and is taking accountability. But there's like these little lines he drops in there like, oh, I wish she hadn't let me go this far, right? I wish she had left me earlier so I could have had this moment of like, he literally says, I wish Brittany would have left me a fucking long time ago. Like, he's still blaming her.
Yeah, he's saying it's changed me, so I wish she'd done it a long time ago because look how changed I am. No, you're still here blaming somebody else, you shithead. You haven't even changed your shirt. You're in the same fucking outfit you've been in, the same drawn-on eyebrows. Take a shower, and please stop putting him on this show. So Jason says, yeah, well, you know, like if you really want to help Brittany, you know, she mentioned the mortgage hasn't been paid, so maybe you could pay that. That would be a good step forward. He's like, well, I have a situation for that. You know, Brittany and I have a podcast. It's huge. It is basically the Rogan of couples and, you know, huge deal. So I'm just going to let her have the money from that for a while, you know, like whatever. She could have the RSS, like whatever. So we find out later that he's not even doing this podcast. It's been her doing it solo, earning money that he's been taking half of while she's been doing.
So Jason, he's like, wow, man, this is the first time I've talked to you where you've taken like full accountability for things and not said, I messed up, but Brittany did this, or I messed up, but this happened. Like, you're taking full accountability. And I see like legitimate change. I was like, are we listening to the same phone call, Jason? Because I'm hearing bullshit with subtle insertions of blaming Brittany for why.
Not even subtle, flat out blaming Brittany for his shit.
Yeah.
And, you know, Janet's like, wow, I'm so impressed. And Jason's like, why am I crying? Because I've been like crying 20 times in 5 days. Because you surround yourself with horrible people and then support them.
Yeah. Now, it's interesting because we've said before, like, oh, we don't like this like pro-Jax redemption angle that the show is doing. I actually think the show is not giving him a redemption. I think the show is sort of doing is actually trolling Jax because every time they do, Jax checks in from rehab and he talks about his progress. Every single time he does that, they immediately follow up with a scene where we see he is actually just as wretched as he always was. And I think the show is totally making fun of him because they're like, yeah, okay, like this is his bullshit. Now you're going to see what he's really doing to Brittany.
Well, I like that they did that today for sure. This is definitely the most blatant follow-up we've had. But, you know, the Jax, like they literally play tinkly piano music when he's doing his, I can't. So we go to Brittany's, and she's still pissed about the condo. The condo. I'm so upset about the condo. And she's going to be taking over the mortgage and this and that. So she's talking to her mom. And she's like, Mama, I need a ladder. He hid the ladder from me, so I can't cover up them cameras again. What a weirdo. Like, he's not going to just spy on me whenever he had it covered the entire time. I mean, two can play at this game, buddy. Okay, two can play at this game. Take the cameras out.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's covering the cameras back up again. This is also fucked up. And she's like, well, my plan moving forward is just the rental is just going to sit vacant there for 2.5 months. But that's okay. Because, like, I'm doing okay and I can afford it right now. But, like, I got to figure something out because that's a lot of money. So they FaceTime. She FaceTimes Jenny, who's Jax's sister, which I guess I just feel like I understand, like, Jenny seems like fairly normal. But why are you? I would just cut out the entire family. I would not talk to any of them.
Well, Jenny's also a Jax supporter. So you're calling Jenny under the guise of Jax is sick and he needs our help, when we should be talking about poor sick Jax, which shouldn't be the thing. It should be Jax is abusive and he's ruining my fucking life. Are you going to help me or not?
Yes.
But this whole like, let's check in on Jax is so gross. I hate it. Mm-hmm. So she's like, well, Jenny, I want to catch up with you obviously on everything. Did you guys ever get that GoFundMe money that people had to make so your mom could pay for your dad's funeral after Jax took off all the inheritance money and never helped pay? How's that going? But no, we never get a question like that. Instead, it's poor Jax, you know. And then we find out that Jax stole the wedding rings and the wedding bands, probably to change them in for something that goes up his nose. And Jenny's like, wow, they're missing. Wow, what a shame. Hang up on Jenny right now.
Yeah. He hasn't paid the mortgage, and yet the wedding rings, the jewelry is missing, but the money has not been paid. So then, and she's like, yeah, like, I don't know where they are. Like, what? Like, I don't understand. So this is why she's really calling Jenny, because she wants to basically be like, Jax hasn't paid the mortgage, so maybe you should pay it because you're his sister, and like, that's like bullshit. And also, like, where the fuck are my wedding rings? I need you to yell at Jax for me. So, but Jenny's like, oh, that's too bad. Not falling for it at all.
Trying not to show her fingers. So then the producer's like, oh, Brittany, I just got a text from Jax. And so Jax has just texted Brittany, and it's like, I can hear everything, you fucking idiot. You look like an idiot on TV. You look ridiculous talking about this right now. I can't believe you. And so
Childish behavior.
Like, yeah, childish behavior. And she's like, this is crazy because those cameras don't have sound on them. So what, he bugged the house too? He put a microphone in here? I mean, this is Jax. He's so Jax.
Why is he like this? I'm like, because he's a narcissist and he's demented. I'm sorry. That's why he's like this. Don't question it. Just leave it. So then Britt's saying like, well, unless he put some secret device around the house, our interior cameras don't have sound, but we are speaking about Jack Taylor here. I don't put anything past him anymore. I've given up hope. It's like, unless he puts some devices, I think there's like a good chance if Ralph from Atlanta can put the devices around, Jax can definitely put them around.
He's probably got something on your phone. Yeah. He's probably found like some way to mirror your phone that's sending him stuff too.
It's one of two situations. Either he has planted devices, which is fucked up, or the other thing is he saw on the security cameras that he came back into the house, so he wants to rattle her by pretending like he can hear it, even though he can't, but he just knows it'll get under her skin. Both ways are despicable. Both options are terrible.
And we also find out in this scene that he not only hasn't paid since May, it's been a lot longer than that, and the house is in foreclosure now. Yep. So, yeah, and I think someone said that on the after show, she said it was over 100,000 because it had been since October or something. It had been a
and then
really
she's
long
taking
time.
over the mortgage, so does that mean it's going to impact her credit because she's taking over the mortgage? I don't know how that all works.
No, she's just going to be paying for it. I'm sure he didn't sign the house over. He's not going to sign that house over without... just means she's going to be paying for it.
So then Jenny's like, oh,
Crazy.
Hold on a second. He's calling me. Very convenient that he decides to call her because, like, you know.
Of course. He's calling to yell at her for doing this shit with Brittany on camera. This is hard
then
to
she
watch,
calls
man.
back.
This is rough. My God.
It's crazy. So he calls back and she calls back and he's like, oh, he's going to the hospital. She's like, what do you mean? His blood pressure is super high. I'm like, and then Jenny says, yeah, he saw you guys like putting on the stickers, you and Sherry. Oh, Jenny, stop like being complicit.
You've killed
in this bullshit.
Jax. You've
He
killed
did-
Jax.
if his blood pressure is going up because of that, the same thing that he did to his own wife, then let that pressure go soaring. Let the brain.
Yeah,
Let the
I don't
brain-
care
let
what
brain
people
bleed
say.
begin.
I agree with you, and I don't care what people say about Jenny. She needs to hang up on fucking Jenny because fuck her. Jenny calling to like relay Jax's manipulation is bullshit. Like, oh my god, he had to go to the hospital, and Brittany's like, well, my biggest fear was that before he went there was he's got to go because he's gonna have a heart attack. And Jenny's like, yeah, well, both of my uncles died before the age of 50, Brittany. And she's like, oh my god, well, I don't want him to die. But fuck off, Jenny. Okay, were both of your uncles abusive pieces of manipulative shit? Like, was it also caused by the women in their lives? Hang up on Jenny.
Well, they do hang up, and so she turns to her mom. Mom, come over here. Okay, Jack just wrote me this really long email saying, in terms of the mortgage, I've been trying to contact the bank to pay off what is owed, but they just let me know the home is in for. By the way, here's the bullshit already. I've been trying to contact the bank. It's not hard.
Right.
Let me tell you something. It's 2025. You do the stuff online. You get an email that says mortgage is due. Okay, it's not like this.
It's
the bank is
automatically
off-
drafted from your fucking account. The fact that it's been this long means you stopped the draft on your account.
Yeah, the banks are not going to make it hard for you to give them money. Okay, it's very simple to reach out and be like, I owe you money. I'm going to pay you. They'll be like, yes, come on in, sir. So him saying I've been trying to contact the bank means that he was not trying at all. He's just now been caught. So, and then he says, I will not be paying anything after this month. I will not be paying anything more. You'll be responsible until we sell the house.
And they
piece of
just
shit.
laugh because obviously that's not true. They'll both be if they're both on the mortgage, they'll both be held responsible. But she's like, I
Yes.
just was hoping for change, which was your first
says it
fucking
again.
mistake. She just keeps going. And then the kid comes over. So get over here. Get over and let me get them boogers out of your nose. Why you still got boogers? Come here. It tastes like casserole. That's weird. Okay, go over there.
Well, it is
so
a
she's-
metaphor. Plucking the booger out of your nose. And that's what she needs to do with Jax. Pluck that booger out of her nose.
Well, I mean, it is. Her picker is broken. Even her son doesn't have a good picker. He's always got boogers in his nose. Like, learn to pick your nose. What kind of kid are you? Let's learn. I'll teach you. So then Brittany is like, oh, and so he says he's going to just let me keep all the money from this podcast. He told Jason and Janet he was going to let me keep this podcast money. And now he's saying, I'm going to have to figure out how to pay this whole mortgage and everything else. Oh, he's just so gross. It's like hurts my feelings to watch. I don't even like watching it.
I find it fascinating. Because it's real. It's something that's so real that's happening, and it's also great for people to see that like they're pieces of like Jax is only one of thousands, millions of pieces of shit guys that do this that are just like total narcissist pigs, and I do enjoy seeing him getting like they put this up there and we just all thrash him because this is totally unacceptable behavior for anyone to do to anyone else. So fun times on the Valley.
Gross.
Right, another fun episode. Thanks everyone for being here on a 2-part Valley episode. Certainly lots of fun. And go check out our Love Island coverage. And we'll be back later with some Next Gen New York City. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Enchiladas.